Hello and welcome to Zero Pucks Given, the UK ice hockey podcast. We are in partnership with Blades Belong on Your Feet, the charity fighting knife crime with ice skating all across the UK. And we are in partnership with Hockey Art Co., the clothing company for you hockey fans. Worn by the best, hated by the rest. Zero Pucks Given listeners get a 10% discount on everything on the Hockey Art Co. website. If you enter the code ZP10 upon checkout, you'll get your discount on anything that you like from their website. So go there and check it out. Once you finish listening to this, of course. This is episode 38 of the Britton season preview, and this episode is all about you Slough Jets and just how hard are you going to fly this season. We'll hit the Slough Jets at the hangar. I said, obviously, they've got a sort of slight strange thing going on now where they've got a National League team playing out of their rink, but they're still their own club, big following, big roster of good young players this year.
Don't tell the Bees that they're the second team in that rink, like I did to their like I did to Graham Bauer, the Bees director, during that interview I did with him.
I don't think I hold any credence with anyone in the National League, so I'm not sure anyone will mind me saying
it. Aside from the fact that the Jets have two of the brighter shining lights of Basingstoke's junior system in Roman Cathcart and Ollie Hemmings-Mayer. This was the side last year that finished where it did and was the second and had the second lowest amount of goals. Brett Shepherd, of course, has gone up to the Bees. Fair play. They needed a backup. They needed somebody to back up Britton Priest, but the Jets have got a good system of kids coming through, and I can't confess to knowing much about Rory McGibbon, who's come in and taken that spot as a second netminder, but I know there's a couple of guys behind him as well, in the under 18, 16s and 18s who will be ready before too long. I just wonder again about where the volume of goals comes from with this roster. They obviously can score. Chelmsford found that out at the weekend.
Yeah.
And Christian Moore, which is a really, really big surprise, quite a big surprise as to why he's not full-time in the national division this year, is probably going to kind of sort of lead the line a bit. But they've got potential for scoring there. I think it just kind of has to happen. But I was at the basis at Buffalo versus the Coventry NHL Blaze, and I saw Roman Cathcart score an absolute beauty of a goal. I saw Ollie Hemmings-Mayer score a beauty of a goal. We know that Jack Goodchild has a lot of speed and can score goals. I don't think they can get away with scoring less than 80 goals again like they did last year. But I think they've got the potential there to score. And kind of, maybe they win games 4-3 instead of 5-4. But they might be all right. And of course, they have one of the better young prospects in the country in Jacob Whitesay available to them.
Yeah, this is my only worry with them, actually, because they've not really got any massive new additions to the roster from last year. Christian Moore, Jacob Whitesay, they're both going to be playing National League more regular than they play South One, I believe. The pace that team has is frightening. But losing those two lads, especially at the back, Jacob Whitesay is, for his age, got such a cool head, and it sort of holds their decor together. Christian Moore, I think, is a fantastic player. I'll be speaking to him in end of September, a couple of episodes from now on. But he's and as you said, he sort of dealt Chelmsford a little bit of a handing this weekend, scoring both nights. Their play when Goodchild goes down the wing at such pace and just sources the puck across the point,
Yeah,
is such a good play, and they'll score goals doing that.
yeah. The they're another team I really want to watch with my own eyes this year. Again, just to kind of get a feel for them, because I don't think that video kind of does them justice. So, I mean, I mean, I'll be in Slough at least once in the next couple of weeks anyhow, because, yeah, because I'm due to be doing some commentary for the Bees, but I'm certainly going to be making a point of going up to Slough and actually watching this lot, face to face. Aside from the fact I'd pay money just to watch Roman and Ollie zip about, because they're just great value for money by themselves. But I they're another team that I've found, sort of sitting back thinking about what I was going to say this evening. They're another team I'm finding very, very hard to place. They don't look any worse than last year. I'm not necessarily sure they look any better with it, which is kind of the thing. If you see what I mean,
Yeah.
It's Lucas Smithtle has kept very much. Luke Smittle's obviously gone. That's a big loss, and he's already sort of endearing himself to people in North Wales by boxing D-side players around the ears for trying to slew foot him. But yeah, this, like I say, it's an odd one. This one, Lucas has very much kind of kept faith with what he has. They do not, by reputation, have a very large budget at all. There was even some talk of them wanting to enter the National League with pretty much a roster like this.
Yeah.
But in South One they stay. I don't see them finishing higher than fourth, but I don't really see them finishing much lower than sixth. I don't, this is not a seventh or an eighth place roster.
No,
it's a bit hard to. Like I say, I think they finished. I think they probably just did exactly what they did last year.
Yeah, it's just my worry that they won't get to use their better players as often as they would like.
No, and I think that's probably that's quite a fair criticism. But I think they've got some of those younger guys have the ability to kind of fill in, and that's what they need to do.
Yeah,
they need to step up and they need to fill in.
They do not lack heart and drive. That's for sure. Every single one of those players does not lack heart and drive. That's why they're so exciting to watch. They're always involved in exciting games. And let's say some of them they'll win 5-4, some of them they'll lose 5-4. But the only real worry for me is that the likes of Jacob Whitesay, Christian Moore, even Seb Moore, maybe they're Jake Goodchild, they won't get them as often as they would like. So they're the team that with Solent, I can't really place fifth or sixth. I think that could be interchangeable between the two of them because they're the two. Everyone else has improved that much, where they've kind of stayed where they were.
I mean, for me, it would just be the nostalgia value of watching a Redmond skate around.
Yeah,
wrong jersey, but close enough.
Is their captain as well, I believe, this year. We will have to shout out their retro jersey is the nicest jersey in the league for me.
I don't think this is the thing. I've not been hugely taken with any of the jerseys in South One this year. Actually, this is the thing, and sorry to bring them back up again. Invicta, bring back the barber pole warm up. Bring back that one. That was a good one. We want that shirt back.
They've got some nice ones as well, actually. Their third one, particularly with the sort of swirl behind the Dynamo logo, is very nice.
Yeah. But no, Slough have got, there's a lot of potential. It's about kind of fulfilling it now. What is, having finished fourth last year, how do they press on? Because Streatham, Chelmsford, Invicta arguably look stronger. I don't necessarily know whether anybody else kind of below them is necessarily any of the other teams left to kind of caught them in that sort of sense. If they finish fourth again, I'm not going to be hugely surprised.
No, and we said obviously third, fourth, fifth, all on the same points last year.
Yeah, and that middle pack is going to be like you can just sort of spin a pencil around and kind of see who finishes where. Especially because one of the teams we're going to talk about before too long, I think, have improved quite a bit.
They have. They will be our next subject actually. So yeah, so the Slough Jets, still a good roster. I really, really do hope that they do as well as they did last year, if not better, because they're great to watch. But yeah, I think we both worry that they won't get their good players as much as they'd like, and may stall slightly in the proceedings. But yeah, it's still a great club doing great things. This podcast is hosted by Spotify for Podcasters. It is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and anywhere else that you get your podcasts. You can follow on all the social medias. It's at 0 Pucks Given for YouTube and Facebook, at 0 Pucks Given Podcast for Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, at 0 Pucks Pod on X, and Ben Hyde ZPG on Snapchat. Follow us on all of those, and you will not miss a thing. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.